Hey, what's up, y'all? It's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. Welcome to another beat making video. And basically, I think this is part 4 or part 5. But if you haven't subscribed, please hit that sub button because we got some stuff for you. A bunch of great videos, a bunch of tips and tricks. These are the beat making video series where I just randomly make a beat out of one of our packs here. There's actually tons more that I haven't even touched yet, and tons more that's not even on the screen right now. But this is a continuation. I think we did 4 episodes of this beat, so I'm gonna try and wrap this beat up, but I don't want to move too fast where, you know, I'm going too quick and people don't learn, because it's all about learning and experimenting and pushing your creativity to another level. And also, this is to get you out of beat block, so hopefully these videos help you get out of that rut where you're like not creative or not inspired to do something. So that's exactly, you know, my intention, and also our sound designer's intention, to make these type of products so that way you don't have beat block and just jump right in, just make something great and make it your own, you know, whatever you want to do to it. Chop it, you know, pitch it down, pitch it up, play around with the MIDI notes, whatever. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, hit that sub button. Also hit the bell so you become part of our notifications. It's a little bell icon right next to the subscription button. That way you can see all the new videos and the tips and tricks that we post on this channel and all the things to come. So shout out to those that have subscribed. I think we got a few subscribers, so thank y'all. Really appreciate it. And also give it a thumbs up if you learned something. So this beat actually was made from I think the Scorpion Sting Volume 2. I think I made a mistake last time. It said Volume 1. So let me check to make sure. This is pad loop 144, so that's a BPM, but I believe it's pad loop 1. So let's check the pads here. Nope, it was Scorpion Sting Volume 2, so I was right. So go to pads, this one right here. We took that and made it into this. Not much of a change. We kept the same pitch and just did some cool stuff with it, like some sound, some effects. We used halftime and shaper box and reverb, and of course EQ'd some of it. Took out some lows, took out a little bit of highs, and boost some of these high mid range. So let's close that and close that, and let's continue. I think I'm putting it where I left off was pretty much in song format. Looks like we did an 8-bar intro, and then like well, it's a double time, so it's a 4-bar intro and 8-bar chorus, and looks like working on the verse here. So let me jump into it and see where I left off, and I'll, you know, hopefully give you something that you can learn from as I go. So let me refresh my memory and see what's going on. I'm kind of mixing it in my head, and whoops, I hate it when I do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But a little trick that you can do for vertical is hold Alt down and use your scroll wheel on your mouse, and you don't have to go up here anymore. That was a little trick that I found out on accident. So you can use that anywhere in a piano, in the piano list or whatever, in a playlist, excuse me. You can put your cursor and just use Alt scroll wheel, and it does the horizontal. And to do that's vertical, excuse me, and to do horizontal is Control Alt, and that makes it wider. So I was mixing it in my head, I was listening to that, so let me change my snap to grid to probably beat, and just listen to this chorus area and just kind of do some light mixing. I'm tripping. Everything's getting a little loud, and I want the drums to stand out just a little more. And all the drums are from the Scorpion Sting Volume 2. Whatever you hear in this kit are from that, whatever you hear in this beat is from that loop pack. And the site should be done. It's done, but we're just doing some testing to make sure everything goes through cool for you guys to be able to get access to these. And a cool way to kind of boost certain sounds, you can use the level adjustments and the wrench tool. But make sure it doesn't peak. So as we're digging into this verse here, I do want to kind of introduce another sound or a change up right here. So what I can do, let's listen. Is that the bass line here, pattern 9? Yeah. So what we can do here, this is the second part of the verse, verse 1. We'll make that unique, and we'll actually just kind of switch up some notes in the bass line. We'll highlight that, Control A, bring that up, and just kind of see what we want to do with it. That sounds corny, so let's sound dope, right? So what I'm gonna do is just kind of mess around. And we're gonna bring it down. And there we go. Nice. So we're actually going to use this as a quick way to do a slide to it is double click on it and use this little arrow. Select this button here and it should slide to it from this note to this note. And also another way is going into the Fruity Wrapper. Where is it? That's the Silly Games 808. And turning on Porta and Mono. And adjust the slide accordingly. I like that. What I'm doing is checking how long it takes to slide to it. So let's see what that sounds like. Too much. So we're gonna back off a little bit and just see how this sounds. And we're actually gonna change that to pattern 10. I want a little more change up on the second part of the verse, so I'm gonna try something really different. I'm actually going to use halftime on that complex pad loop and just see what happens with it and kind of mess with the parameters with it. You know, when you're producing music, man, you should definitely just try different things and just see what could bring the beat out more, and just try different stuff and experiment with it. Don't be afraid of trying different things, because you can find something really dope that you like, or you know, something unique to your own sound, and then artists or, you know, labels, everybody just wants that sound because you discovered this crazy thing. And maybe, you know, I might discover something here that you can take. So I definitely, you know, advise you to just keep pushing the creative envelope. Don't worry about, you know, rules. It's art, man. I mean, of course there's rules for foundation, and when you're starting out, or, you know, there's always rules, but in art, you know, you can always push the limits, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that made some sense. So what I'm going to do for that loop is, we already have halftime. Is it engaged? It is. That is weird. I am confused. That is a volume automation. So it looks like I tried to use halftime at one point. All right. So, but it looks like it's on. Hold on. Let me solo this. So it was on the whole time. Wow. I didn't know I did that. So what I can do, trying to figure out what I want to do at halftime in this instance. I could always just add another sound effect. So let's try something else. I was thinking about using the quarter note, kind of build the energy up a little more. I can do that and just switch the automation. So yeah, I might just do that. So let's save preset as, or no, let's close that. Bring up another instance of halftime. We're going to halftime over halftime. Let's just see what happens. And we're going to create an automation clip of that one. And we're actually going to delete. Yeah, that means it's still be engaged. We can easily create an automation clip of the other one. I don't feel like getting too complex on this video, so let's just get rid of that. Delete. Well, we're going to try this reverser. We'll try that and see what's popping. I do not like. Let's try. I want to put something really weird on this. Let's try glitch 2. Well, I asked for weird, didn't I? You don't want to put that in a beat. I think reverser sounds cool, so let's see what this sounds like. Let's get rid of all that. Turn down the mix level. We're going to create an automation clip for that. And actually, I didn't hear it with a halftime on. There we go. So we just basically made it a little more complex, and it's like in the background, so nothing too crazy. That's what I meant by experiment, because you never know what you come up with. So let's create this automation, and this is for the second half of the verse, and just cut it off when the verse ends. And we'll probably cut out the hi-hats here, and some of the drums, and the snare here. And then we'll bring the chorus back in. We'll see what that sounds like. Unmute everything. And you know what I want to do is make this unique, this automation, and actually bring it up a little bit, because I don't want it that low. I want it to start a little louder in the first part. Bring that down a little bit. All of these. Alright, so what we're going to do now is actually change these automation, hold down Control Shift to select multiple, and switch it to the choir loop volume 2, number 2. Because I changed some little parameters there. I made it a little louder in the first part of the verse. Alright, so I'm not going to get too crazy on the little breakdown there. I do feel like it needs just a little something in this second part. We got the 808 changing up a little bit, and we got the pad loop changing a little bit with some processing. I do feel like it just needs just a little something to set it over a little bit, like a percussion sound or some type of background sound. So let me see what I can find. Let's check out percussions in the Scorpion Sting Volume 2. Maybe that. Introduce that type of sound, so I like this You Upset percussion too. So let's bring that, open a new channel and bring that in. Just create a new pattern and kind of just come up with something to add to the second part of the verse. So I don't know what kind of rhythms, so I'll see. I know I want it on the and. That to the mixer, track 11, and we're gonna actually lower it down a little bit, label it. And for all my producers out there, make sure you label your tracks well, especially when you sell your music. You want your what do you call it, you want your track outs to be labeled properly, so that way the artist and the engineer, if someone else wants to engineer your beat, they know exactly what these sounds are. Don't just use the generic name. You might want to rename your tracks, because when you track it out in FL Studio anyway, it goes by these names of the tracks. So make sure you remember that. And what I want to do also, I like how that 808 hung in there. Just shift it a little bit forward and just hear how it sounds. I like it. Alright, so I'm not going to get too crazy. I'm actually just going to duplicate all that. So we're going to go by change the snap to grid to bar and just highlight all of this. And I might do some change ups on the second verse. And the beat's pretty much done. I can do some quick little mixing or whatever. So here it goes back into the chorus here. I think I want to take out the 808 there because it's just overpowering it. That's funny. Let's go to half beat, change the snap to grid, and just move that over. There we go. So that way you let it breathe a little more, and the 808's not traveling over the way it did. So I gave you like a little breather before the chorus comes in. That way it makes the chorus sound a little more impactful. All right, so we're gonna go to the second verse. I'm gonna just take out all the hi-hats and just see what that sounds like. I'm gonna get a little tricky in the second verse. Just kind of taking out little parts. Bring the chorus over because it sounded pretty good. So save that. Producers, remember to hit save. Control S. Got that motion ready, that shortcut. I'm gonna try something really crazy and just throw halftime right on the end of it over the master track. Let's see what happens. Not iZotope Nectar. Why would I use that right there? My bad. Let's replace halftime. Let's see what it sounds like. You know what? I'm actually going to use that in the beat. I do not care. I think it sounds kind of dope. If I ruin the beat, I'm sorry. I can always take it off. Let's create an automation clip there at the end. And this is actually where I'm going to fade it out. So it's going to go from that to what you just heard. And we're also going to, whoops, not do that. We're going to turn it off and initiate song in this position so that way it's off when it starts. So we're gonna go from the regular chorus and just drop it right in. So let's actually create an automation clip on the master volume so we can do a nice little fade out. In case you didn't know how to do fade outs, you can highlight the ruler and also just lower it down from here, and you might want to just copy the node, this first node, just in case, so that way you know the default volume, which is 80, I think, but you don't have to in this circumstance. So let's see what that sounds like. Hey, all right. I like that little surprise at the end. And that's what I mean by explore. You know, I rarely do stuff like, well, I did that a couple times, but not over the whole beat. But that just adds like a whole nother element to it, just messing around like that. I just have time over all the sounds and just put it at full mix level and did a fade out with it. So that you can use that, take that and run with it. You know, I have nothing to hide. You know, I like showing you different techniques and just kind of making you a better producer. So hopefully you liked it. And actually, I'm going to wrap up this video. Went a little longer than I thought, but I kind of got in the zone. So the next video, we're actually going to just go over some mixing and mastering. I might just use Maximus or Limiter or whatever and just hear how it sounds without doing all the fancy stuff like Ozone or whatever. Just to kind of give you some mixing ideas and mastering ideas without using third-party plugins, especially for those that can't afford it or just haven't saved up for those type of things yet, or I know they can get very complex. So I want to keep the videos you know, simple and straightforward. So we'll probably use Maximus and FL Limiter or whatever in the mixing and mastering process. But all the sounds are pretty much volume leveled, and I might do some panning or whatever. We'll look at that and also do some mixing. So hopefully you like the beat, and hopefully, you know, you learned something today. And again, it's DJ Fanatic from soundsforproducers.com. The site is up. We're just doing some testing now and some of the purchasing for the products. Also, there's a free pack as well. I probably will put that link in the description. We're just setting up some things in the back end. So definitely thank you for joining me, and give it a thumbs up, please. Give it a thumbs up if you're feeling it. And also when you subscribe, hit the bell so that way you get to see all the other videos coming up. So anyway, keep making dope music.